Hi there, I'm Trucker Ray, and before we get to our presentation, I wanted to share with you a new way to contact me. That's right, I finally got a post office box. A lot of you have been sending emails and leaving comments on my YouTube channel, and that is awesome, but I know some of you still like snail mail. So, if you have something you'd like to send, whether it's a card, or you want to buy me a cup of coffee, or whatever it might be, this is where you send it. P.O. Box 12306, Langley, RPO, which stands for Royal Post Office, Logan Creek, British Columbia, Canada, V2Y0Y7. That's P.O. Box 12306, Langley, RPO, Logan Creek, BC, Canada, V2Y0Y7. Now, if you're ready, let's get to our presentation. Good day to you, my friends. My name is Trucker Ray. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're viewing for the first time, I drive the highways and byways and interstates of North America, and I love to share the gospel as a Christian truck driver. I'm not afraid to share my faith. And I also share the good, the bad, and the ugly of this industry. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it ain't good. And if you've been here before, welcome back. You know the routine. I know I haven't had a video for a while. The production of these videos slows down in the summertime because the viewership dies off in the summertime. So there's no sense of putting a tremendous amount of hours into a production when only a handful of people are going to watch it, right? So, usually picks up in the fall, as I mentioned before, when people come back from camping, kids go back to school, and the bad weather starts, because everybody likes to see a little mayhem. When you're having a nice summer, not too many people are interested in that. But that is what we do. The reality of trucking out here. Right now, I'm just outside of Lacey. I'm on the I-5, and I'm heading back to Langley, BC, where I'm taking this load to my yard, where because I sat in California a few days, I managed to get a reset in. By my own doing, I sat there on my own doing. Things have been slow, but I figured, you know what, if you're in a nice spot, which I was, I didn't mind hanging out. But now, business as usual. Excuse me. So, like I said, I'm on my way to Langley to drop this trailer off, because the place where it's delivering to, apparently the warehouse is full. That could change before I get there. And I got to bring this to the yard and deliver it. They're going to deliver it on Monday. And then I'm going to get turned right away, apparently. I got to go to Pitt, Meadows myself and load up on a bunch of blueberries. Who knows what the weights will be. And yeah, take that down to, oh boy, Gilroy area, not too far from the coast. down in California, so it's not going to be a very long run. The video will probably be a little shorter than usual. However, if you didn't catch the latest Trucker's Corner on the podcast, you'd probably rather watch it. You will see it on this video, and it's a little longer than usual, so maybe it'll make up for the short length of the video. It's just before 11, friends, and apparently the load is ready over there in Pitt, Meadows, so I'm going to head over and grab it. Very, very simple loading process, everything in sideways, and yeah, we should be good. So it's yeah, it's in Pitt, Meadows, so I got to go over the Golden Ears Bridge. You know, the nice thing about it, it's not too far into Pitt, Meadows. I'm going to let you go because I am such a nice guy. That's not arrogant, Ray. I'm just letting these people go. I'm gonna go. Sorry, buddy. I'd let the red guy go, but there's too much flow of traffic coming this way. Yeah, so anyway, everything should be good. To be honest with you, I really wish I didn't have to leave. You get a taste of this beautiful weather and you're looking at your regular surroundings around here, but you know what? I'll be alright. I get to go back up the I-5. It's not my favorite route, believe me, but at least it'll be on a Saturday and not during rush hour. And then we'll have to go also through Portland and whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't deliver until Monday. I'm not even gonna hog up this sidewalk here, this crosswalk, until I know there's a light over there. Having a car is one thing. There we go. Now I can kick it into gear, baby. Go. But look at this beautiful weather out here. Isn't it nice? So all I know is that as soon as I head south, I can start already looking forward to heading back up, because when I get back I will have several days off, and I'm really looking forward to that. Just to get out of the truck, get away from the bumping, the creaking. This thing has got a terrible creak in it, which doesn't seem to want to go away, so I'm going to be stuck with it probably until I'm out of this truck. So those little noises get on your nerves. Some people say, well, just ignore it. Well, I can't ignore it. Unfortunately, it's like someone doing this. How do you ignore that? You just can't. I don't know how other people do it, but I can't ignore that. Is that a lane next to me here? Oh yeah, it is. So, but anyway, we'll be all right. So, we'll make our way towards this place, and yeah, hopefully it's not a Mickey Mouse setup. and we're not sitting there too long. Well, now I'm needing to find another way into this place. Just coincidentally, the road that I need to go down to get to this place is blocked. They have construction going on. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So now I'm having to detour. And I don't know this, I mean, I know Maple Ridge, but I don't know this area that well, where I know where all these, you know, I know what you can do on these back roads. A lot of these roads are really skinny roads. They're really, really hard to make turns on. Like this one here. I don't know how wide this is, if this is 4 lanes or what. Well, it's only 3, but that's okay. So this is the one I just went down. And when you go down this road, it doesn't give you a detour option. So now I got to drive straight through and hope the heck I can get through. I had a feeling there was going to be a twist to today. Now we got a bunch of cars coming and a guy on a bike. Where's the Jeopardy theme song? Can't go around them. Because all the cars are coming the other way now. If I can't go straight through, that might be a huge problem. I don't know if I can go straight through. I don't even know if I can go straight through. I'm going to see if I can. I don't think I have a choice. Well, I may have to go up here. Sorry, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I am trying to figure out before I get hooped. Now it wants me to turn right up here. Goodness sake. Okay, you know what? I really don't know how to even get into this place. I had a feeling this was going to happen. I knew something was going to happen here. I can't go. That's a dead end. You've got to be kidding me. This is not good. I gotta call my dispatch. Alright, I just got off the phone, and this setup that they have here is really stupid. I'm starting to see detour signs here now, but you don't see those when you come down that road. It should have said detour that way or detour that way. I've never even been down this area before. Never even been down here. Just imagine some of the look people will give you, like, what are you doing down here with that truck? Well, trying to find this stupid farm. So funny. As soon as I seen the construction sign, I'm like, the road closed. I'm like, of course. Of course. There's another truck coming this way. Let's hope I can make this turn okay. Whoa, this is very, very narrow. Oh, that's not good. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna come up here and just get right over here without taking any mirrors off. Don't let this guy go by me here, because there's not a lot of room here, and I'm pretty sure he can get by me. But those trees on the right hand side, that don't look too good. You betcha, buddy. A little bit of pruning there. You know, it's too bad they can't trim these trees. They obviously have trucks coming down here all the time. So funny. That looks like the place straight ahead. At least I think that's the entrance, or maybe that's the exit. Ooh. I don't know which way is the entrance. Not a lot of room here. Shipping and receiving is right there. Okay, well, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna park. I got a feeling I'm gonna be going into a door right away anyway. Okay. I am pre-cooled and I am ready to go. I just gotta wait for them to come out. There's 2 trucks loading ahead of me here, so we did all right. Just gonna check, see how cool it is. Yep, 33, that's good. We're good. Got lots of fuel in the reefer. Well, finally, they called me to a door. Let's see if they're even going to let me in here. Wonder if they're going to make me wear a hairnet. Whew. Gonna take that off. Are we loud on the dock? Okay here? So how are you gonna load them? All sideways? Okay. Now we get to find out what's taking them so long to load these things. 2 tow trucks, or lift trucks, I mean, tow trucks. Lift. Wow. I could
Tell you right now, this is going to be a long... Going to be a while. Most places you go to in the US, they would have had those two skids on at least a minute and a half ago. These guys are really slow. Oh, this is gonna be a long and grinding wait. I don't think I'm gonna sit here and wait. It's gonna take too long. Woo! Sorting all the blueberries. Alright, I got a feeling that's going to take him at least, I'll come back in about a half an hour. Maybe he'll have half the trailer done. I don't need to see how he's loading it. He's only loading it one way. It's going to be a long wait. Friends, we're finished here. 3 hours and 42 minutes later. I guess it's not so bad. I've seen it worse in the US. It's gonna make this guy happy, the one waiting here. Finally, I'm the next one in the door. Bit of a long process here. The guys are super, super nice. Lady in the office is really nice. Just a little slow. The guys anyway, loading. But we're done. So I asked them, I had to find out. I said, how much longer are the blueberries going on for? And she said a few more weeks. So that means we'll probably have a couple more of these loads, or at least one more. And then after that is, here comes a body job. Maybe he'll wait for me. Nah, you know what? I think I'll wait for him. Yeah, you can just go around me right here. So anyway, they've got blueberries for another 3 weeks, and then after the blueberries, cranberries, which is kind of interesting because I don't see any cranberry fields around here unless they have them shipped in from another area, because I know there's big cranberry places, fields in Richmond. There might be some around here too, I just don't know about. So yeah, cranberries it is, and then after that, then they start shipping out frozen blueberries. I guess they end up freezing them, or whatever's left over. This is not pleasant if you're busy on this road. wonder if that road is open now, if they still have it closed off. Gonna find out here in a hurry. But anyway, it is what it is. I mean, these are just all blueberry fields. Just wow, look at them all. There's a lot of them here. I remember living in Maple Ridge, which is not far from here. 10 minutes from here. And coming out to the big blueberry fields like this and picking them. To work in the fields, you pick whatever you do, and yeah, and then they give you the amount of money that you picked. The only unfortunate thing is when you're a young teenager, you don't get much profit. You eat them all. I remember that. And they would have these big cannons in the fields. And they probably still do, but there's a bunch of people out there picking the blueberries there. They got the machines doing it now. I don't know if they go and shake the trees or if they go in, but we would manually pick them. But yeah, they'd have the big cannons and they would just go bang, and it would scare away the birds and crows. So I'm still seeing those signs up here. I wonder if it's still closed. I hope not, but I got a feeling it is. Okay, I just got through customs. I was very surprised. I did not have to go through agricultural inspection. These are fresh blueberries. I don't understand why. And I asked him. I says, "Yeah, I probably got to go inside. I know." And he goes, "No, you don't have to go inside. They're off season, so things change when they're off season." I'm like, "Really? I didn't know that." So that's a nice change. That just prevents me from having to park it, go inside, sit in there for 25 minutes, and then they let you go. Yeah, so what do you do, huh? What do you know? So we're good to go, and everything is excellent. And my weights, I just checked it, are really, really good. Excuse me. Itchy nose. So my weights are like, well, really good. They're really right around 30, 33.5. So you gotta like that. So my weights are excellent. I even have a little room for fuel, which is good because I'm at 3/4 of a tank. So we're hitting the I-5 and we're on our way to the west coast of California, Gilroy area. I do believe it's Woodbine, California. Let's make our way down that way. friends, I have made my way to the Flying J over here in Tumwater, and it just started raining like crazy and storming like crazy. There's been quite a little lightning show here, and of course not either one of these places here in Tumwater. There's one across the street, there's the Pilot. There's some parking available there, but it is so tight to get into those spots, and the drivers are so tight on the yellow lines. They don't know how to. A lot of these drivers are going to British Columbia, and these guys just don't know how to drive. They don't know how to park, or they're coming from Canada. They don't know how to park. They don't know how to drive, and I'm not going to park in a parking lot like that where the guy's going to pull out. And if he's right on the yellow line when he turns the corner, he's going to take half the side of my truck out, or my trailer, with the overhang on his trailer. So, in a lot of cases, you're kind of stuck with a parking place like what I got right here, right on the curb. No parking here, no parking on the other side. Not much you can do except get creative and park along the curb. I mean, there's plenty of room for these guys to get out. You know, unless they, I might park a little, I might move a little bit more forward. But yeah, unless somebody wants to get, like I said, unless they want to double park right here and make it really hard for these guys to get out. Oh man, it's so funny. I started my day in Tumwater, I'm ending my day in Tumwater. So hey, why not? Yeah, this is the first bit of rain I've seen in a long time. A long time. I seen a little bit of rain when I was down in Phoenix area, Eloy, but not like this. It's really coming down here, but it's kind of calming down a little bit. But there was quite a bit of lightning that hit this little area here, and I don't know if there's still a warning here. Let's take a peek and look. Oh wow. Okay, just to give you any idea, if you could see that. That's what's around me right now. Look at that. That's the radar. Alright. So Tumwater. So as you can see, there's a nice little lightning show. Oh boy, it's coming right up here. Let's see if I can show you that. See, I'm the little blue dot. Right there. Look at it, it's coming up there. It's coming right for us here. And it's gonna hit around 8:30. Well, right now. Correct, you can hear the thunder out there. That's kind of funny. Right now it's hitting. Yeah, we're right over it now. I don't know how long it's gonna last though. Probably for another hour, and that'll be it. I never have any fortune with thunderstorms. I love good thunderstorms, and I never get any. It lasts for about 5 minutes and it's gone. And then I always hear about my friends. They have a thunderstorm going on, and they're like, "Oh, it went on for hours. It was so loud. I couldn't control my whatever." It was so loud. I had to use the bathroom continuously. And then whenever I'm in the midst of a thunderstorm, I hear a little crackle, pop, and then it's gone. So I never end up with a good thunderstorm. Anyway, I'm babbling here. I'm just glad I finally got a little bit of parking here. So I am going to make myself some food and then get some sleep. I am on the tired side. So see you guys in the morning. Good night.
is Trucker's Corner with Trucker Glenn.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Trucker's Corner. With me, of course, Trucker Glenn. Trucker Glenn, how are you, sir?
Well, I'm great. I've had a little bit of a respite here from the program, and I really missed it.
Yeah,
I'm
you know what?
anxious.
I couldn't do it without you. I haven't done any episodes since you've been on. I've just been doing the videos. I've given the podcast a bit of a rest, but I just thinking, you know what? It's time to get her going again.
Yes. Well, I'm glad to see you come to your senses.
Yeah. Yeah, right, eh? Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I think today is going to be a really good program because, the title of this episode, Driver, You Are a Professional. And why are we using that title today, my friend?
Well, because they should be a professional out there. They got a lot of responsibility. They're in control of a lot of weight and a lot of speed and whatever else that gets in the way of the highways and byways.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you know as well as I do, there's not much professionalism out there right now. And that needs to change. But I think also the whole industry needs to change, right from dispatchers to drivers to even the people that own these companies, because it is understandably very, very hard to make a living in the trucking industry these days, as we all know. So there's lots of corners being cut and lots of unsafe corners being cut, such as forced dispatch. And I want to talk a little bit about that today. In cruising through the internet, there's a lot of chatter on it. There's a lot of talk about, why is this happening? Why is there no laws in place for these dispatchers to be responsible and accountable for intimidating and belittling and humiliating a driver to do something that he's not comfortable or feeling safe to do?
I think the key word is intimidation.
Yes. And unfortunately, I've said on your program before, it's better to say no than lose your license and your job and your freedom after you've run into a bus and killed a whole bunch of people. And unfortunately, that's what happens. You're not at your best when you're tired. And I think that, I've been seeing on the news a lot of truck accidents because either they're going on the wrong roads because of permit difficulties. They're not following the permit route, and a lot of times the dispatch is saying, "Get it there. You're already an hour late. Get it there," and the driver goes into a panic and takes a shortcut, and bang.
Yeah.
And they're saying on the radio, the driver. Well, it gets down to the dispatcher, the owner, the shipper, the receiver, everybody involved should be accountable for all these mishaps and accidents that happen. And it's just unfortunate. I remember in the old days, they tried to force dispatch us, and of course we all were from the good old boys club. We said, well, you picked the right guy for this load. And got down to our favorite spot where we sleep, and man, did we have a good sleep. Load still got there, the customer was still happy.
Yeah.
Truck wasn't upside down, you didn't run over anybody. And unfortunately, it's just like a broken record. It just keeps happening over and over and over and over. I feel sorry for the new guys because they're afraid if they say no, they'll lose their job.
Yeah, but they intimidate them and say, you know what, you can clean out your truck when you get back if you don't do this. Then they feel like they're being forced to do it, and now they're having to drive whatever miles to get to their destination. And they're doing it under that kind of stress. They've got that now in the back of their head. Now they're distracted. And now this is a danger to them. Would you not agree?
Oh, yeah.
And to everybody on the road.
That's right. And you're when you're not rested and you're not, haven't had a good meal and a good, good sleep, it's you're definitely not at your best, and you make mistakes. I remember one time I was so tired I drove through a red light. Didn't even see it till I was 3/4 of the way through the intersection.
Wow.
Fortunately, nothing happened, but that's just what happens when you're distracted. I read an article today on the Humboldt accident where a new driver ran into a bus. A lot of lives lost there, and this guy, I don't think he even should have been driving that the Super Bee with that.
He had no experience, did he?
No experience.
None.
And this guy says, just get in it and go, you'll be fine. Well, you got to know that when you get, when you lift off that load, you already know you got a problem if you because it's so different.
And just so people, in case they don't know, Humboldt is a town in, I do believe is it in Manitoba or Saskatchewan?
It's in Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan. And this was a bus accident that happened on there, I think it was a couple of years ago. It was a hockey team that was on there, a junior hockey team. And they were broadsided, or a bus broadsided them, one or the other. Someone ran a red light, I'm pretty sure. The driver was at fault, and it literally killed most of the people in the bus. It was tragic. And the guy ends up having next to no experience at all.
Yeah, and here's the kicker: the trucking firm got a fine. The driver went to jail and is going to be deported. So the company, I mean, it's a fine, but now there's your life. You've got that hanging over your head where you've killed all these people. You probably will never get another driving job, and it's just really sad that this has not changed in the industry. And anybody listen to me out there that's had 10 years or better on the road knows exactly what I'm talking about. Qualicum, do you want to take this load? No. You get a phone call. What did you say no for? Well, because you asked me, do I want to take it or not? No, I don't. I don't have proper tires on my truck to drive the roads that you're asking me to drive. Now, had I been 16 years old and threatened, I probably would have done it.
You would have done it, yeah.
Yeah, but, I like saying no.
Or a new driver. I mean, I remember working for a company, the one that we were working with together. It was just at the end of winter where I joined up, but the tires were really bald. But, nowadays, I would have never driven that truck with the tires like that.
No.
And they were telling me, well, you still have this much tread on it. You're okay. And I'm like, okay, but it wasn't safe.
No. And unfortunately, even the big companies, there's a lot of equipment that isn't up to snuff. And like I said at the beginning of the show, I know it's hard to make money out there, and you got to cut every corner that you can, and you can't put brand new tires on a truck every time a driver is having a meltdown. But a lot of the trailers, and one of the companies you and I work for, a lot of the trailers should have been condemned a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is one of the biggest, largest trucking companies in Canada.
Yeah.
And tires, they're sending you in where you're getting a foot of snow on these passes, 2-lane road passes overnight, and you're just asking for trouble because you don't have the proper equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get chains that somebody threw back on the truck that there's 5 or 6 links broken, cross links broken on it, and of course the new drivers don't know to check it or
even see if they have a key for the chains.
Yeah. I don't know. When I sit back and think, if I'm having a beer in my front room and I'm thinking about some of the stuff that we went through, I just shake my head, and I'm amazed I'm still here to talk about it because we did a lot of crazy stuff in the old days, but of course now, because traffic and everything, you can't do that.
Speaking of the old days, okay, like we're titling this, Driver, You're a Professional. We're trying to tell you that you are a professional. We need to act like a professional in every way. Remember the olden days, and I remember seeing this on TV. I was
too young to remember this, or even at one point I wasn't even here yet, but I remember seeing commercials in the 70s of truck drivers wearing almost a dress shirt with a tie. And you see bus drivers with a tie. You see the Walmart drivers in the U.S. with a nice dress shirt, and they have their patches and everything. Back in the day, even truck drivers even wore like a little cap. They were really professionals. They looked good. They looked clean. Nowadays, you see these guys at truck stops with junk all over their dash. They're walking around in flip-flops. They don't care about the industry, and they're leaving junk everywhere they park. It's not a profession anymore. And I'm really hoping that we can save that. That's why we're saying, driver, you're a professional. Can we just share our professionalism and let people know that it's not gone, it's not completely gone, even though it's almost dead? Now it's just a regular job. It's not a profession. I mean, back in the day, did you ever have to wear dress shirts or anything?
Yeah, we did when we worked for Reimer Transport. We had a full uniform. We didn't have a tie, but we had a nice, it was a cowboy dress shirt and a nice jacket and pants. Everything matched.
Probably the shorts in the summertime match too?
I didn't wear shorts, Ray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't wear anything? You just wore your underwear?
I just wore my underwear. That's fine. But I worked with a guy who came to work. This is when I first started driving. We were driving the whole Princeton Highway. And he would come. He had dress shoes on with a nice polish on them. He had slacks. And he had a nice white dress shirt on. And this guy looked the same when he got back to the terminal. I don't know if he had an anti-dirt stuff on his clothes or something that the dirt wouldn't get on his clothes.
Anti-dirt.
Yeah. He looked like that all the time, and he was truly a professional. A lot of times I tried to be like him, and of course I couldn't. I didn't have the experience, but this guy was top-notch, and you didn't have to ask if he was a professional, and he knew what he was doing because he looked the part.
Yeah. Just so people know, when I first started driving, the very first company I went to, that's where I met Glenn. And I will say this, that when I first met Glenn, I had a lot of respect for him. I hadn't even talked to him because of his appearance. He was dressed well, and I remember him showing, like during our conversation, you showed me the truck that you were in. His bed was laid out. It looked like a maid had made it. It was so neat in that truck. It was like a little, I don't know, like a little hotel room. It was so neat. And right away,
nice. And
it smelled nice. That first appearance was everything. I'm like, you know what? I want my truck to look like this. And I'll tell you something, that did rub off on me because now I try to make my truck look as clean as possible. But every morning I get up, I make sure that my clothes are clean, and I always give myself a little shot of cologne. I know it's crazy. There's no one in my truck but me. But I always, when I smell good, I feel good. And when you look good, you feel good. And when you get out of your truck and you do fueling or whatever it is you have to do, or you interact with shippers and receivers or your office people, they notice those things. They smell that. Like this guy's a pro. He cares about his appearance, and that goes a long way. But if you end up looking like, I mean, I've seen truck drivers with stains all over their clothes and they're fueling up. I'm like, how can you even look like that? Because a lot of these guys don't care anymore. It's like they don't care.
Yeah. Well, it's attitude, it's like when you have you're driving your car and it's all muddy and dirty. You'll drive through mud puddles, you don't care. But you get it washed and you drive around the mud puddles and you drive it a whole lot different.
That's a good analogy.
And that's what I used. Do you know I had a mechanic climb in my truck one time and he went, "Whoa, wow, you don't see many of these anymore." And I said, "Any of what?" And he said, "This truck is unbelievable. It's like it just drove off the showroom floor." And I kind of made me feel good. And I don't do that for compliments. I do it for me. But if a state patrol or RCMP officer or a scale master gets into your truck, they already know you're a professional when they open the door. They don't have to, And same with the dress. If you shave every other day and you try to look as neat as you can.
Have you noticed anything?
Yes, I did, Ray.
I bought a razor, and I now have a complete. I don't do the 5 o'clock shadow thing anymore.
Yes.
And I'll tell you something. It makes a huge difference. It really does.
Yeah.
And another thing too, customs. Like, I got to deal with U.S. customs and Mexican customs. And the Mexican customs, when you stop there, they go into your truck. They want to look around.
Yeah.
And if your truck looks nice, well, I mean, if it's a biohazard, they're not going to want to go in there. But they're going to have a lot more respect for you. Like, they come into my truck. They will look around for about not even 30 seconds and then go back out again. Yeah. If it's totally in disarray, they're probably going to look at this. Doesn't look very good. So you're right. It's important not only for not only for scales, but your safety department in case they want to look in your truck. That's going to determine how long you're going to have a job. But customs, like if you cross the border, it's huge. It really is important.
Yeah, it's. There's so many aspects in the job that that have been let go, and unfortunately I blame the companies themselves, because they set the standards. They say you cannot work here if you can't shower, you cannot work here if you've got a lot of speeding tickets, you cannot work here if every second word is the F word. You got to conduct yourself. You're a representative of this company, and as such, you
never hear that now.
No,
you know what they might say? You can't work here if you get speeding tickets, because it goes against their profile. They don't care how you look. They don't care how you smell. They don't care about anything. I know. Do you remember at that company we worked for, Richard went into a truck, and it was so bad, he almost threw up. He opened up the door, and it was disgusting, and he got rid of that guy. Give him credit for that. But I've seen other companies that will just, oh, that's disgusting, and they walk away. I'm like, well, this is your truck. Like, what are you going to do about that? So, I mean, me personally, if I was a owner of a company or a manager, I'd get rid of people like that had no respect for my vehicle.
One of the jobs I left, the safety supervisor said, can you take this truck over at Glenn's truck out right away, because we got a load that's got to get out there. I'm sorry, we'll get it cleaned up for you when you get back in. And he said, have you seen inside that truck? He said, no. He said, well, you go have a look at it. It doesn't need to be cleaned. So it exudes professionalism.
Yeah.
And also when getting back to the refusing forced dispatch, like I said, this is your life. It's your license. The companies may get a $5,000 or $10,000 fine, but the driver could go to jail for a long time if he falls asleep. And of course, with all the electronics in the trucks now, they know you can't lie anymore. They know if you're falling asleep.
What about the ones that try to force you to fudge your logs? And they might say, well, you can't really do that with electric or ELDs. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can. You can do the same thing. Like, what do you say to a new driver, whether he's just out of driving school or he's come across from another country and he's with a company that is trying to pull this crap on him? What would you say that he can do? Because he's worried about getting deported, right? Yeah. Say he comes over on one of these programs, right? Mm-hmm. Now these guys have got him by, what? I mean, they can tell him to do whatever he wants. Now he's worried about getting deported. How does he deal with that?
Well, number one, here's a good thing. Everybody's got a cell phone. Record the conversation.
Yep.
Ask for it in writing on your Qualcomm or whatever they have in their trucks nowadays. And take the load. Don't argue with them. Take the load. And the first scale you get to, pull in there and say, this is what's going on. What can we do about it? 9 times out of 10, they'll shut the truck down and they'll get a hold of the company, and they get hold of the HR safety department. And there's a lot of hell to pay over that. You can't be doing this sort of thing with the amount of traffic, and especially now it's summertime. All the
but what happens if the company tells the scale gets a hold of the company, and then you know what they're going to say? Well, the driver is the one that has the responsibility. He didn't have to take it out. They're going to throw him under the bus.
Yeah, but you've got your conversation recorded.
Yeah, if you do.
If you do, that's
how hard it is to get.
Thing.
Well, you know how hard it is to get an app that records telephone conversations? You have to buy everything now. You can't even just get one. Like you said, it's probably better to get it in writing.
Mm-hmm.
Get it in an email or a text. play
Yeah,
stupid.
because-
I don't
yeah.
understand. Can you explain this to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's not a problem that's going to go away anytime soon, but it's a problem that it's going to get worse and worse and worse, because now it's just a paycheck to people. It's not a profession anymore. It's how much money can I make and how quickly can I make it? And unfortunately, it's bad things happen.
Yeah.
So
Well, the nice thing about it too, like what you were saying, you get caught, something happens, you're not supposed to be on the road, a drunk driver hits you, and there's a major accident because you're not supposed to be on the road. It's your fault. It will be your fault because you shouldn't have been there in the first place. That's not worth it, because you can always get another job. But if you end up killing somebody, like you said, you could end up in jail. I
heard a RCMP officer one time. I was stopped at an accident, and the guy in a semi-truck rear-ended a whole bunch of cars and killed a couple of people. And they went back 1 full year on his log, and they said that this guy wasn't even supposed to be anywhere in the vicinity, and he got charged with the accident because he wasn't even supposed to be there. Because automatically, you hold a Class 1, you're at fault. Joe Public doesn't know any better, but it's like an airplane pilot when he crashes the plane. He can't blame the passengers. He's in full control.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's Russian roulette, and I've always been very fortunate in my life. I'm not going to say that I didn't do anything that I shouldn't have done, but I was just very fortunate that nothing happened. And as I got older, I just thought that this is just not worth it. I never had any speeding tickets or accidents on my license, and that's something to be proud of when you've got the amount of miles on that I got on.
You know what? You made a really important point there, and how many drivers don't think about this? They can go how far back?
1 year, he said. 1 full year.
Yeah, because you know what? Somebody will, because when you're on the road and you have a DOT inspection, they can look back as 14 days, and you think, well, anything past that, fine. They can't see it. But if they can go back a whole year, if it gets audited, you're in trouble. You can't hide that.
And I think, like I said before, these companies should be, I know that here in British Columbia, they've had overpass hits. I think they've had like 5 or 6 in the last year.
I think that train bridge over there on Highway 1 is crazy.
Yeah. They've started now suspending licenses of these companies because these guys are, for whatever reason, they're going off their routes and they're hitting these low bridges, and the truth finally comes out. Well, they were told to get there because the load was late, so they just we'll just go down this route.
They weren't thinking.
And a lot of pressure from everybody involved, and I think that's what happens. Or they just don't understand. They give you these routes for a reason, and that's because some guys don't even measure their loads. And again, when I was watching this on the news, I said to my wife, that should be up to the shipper. Say, measure your load before you go, so we know how high it is, and whether they give him his paperwork or not. If the guy doesn't know what he's doing, they shouldn't be giving him his paperwork to take the load.
You know what? That's another good point, because I think there's only twice that I've ever picked up a load at a shipper, and they refused to give me the paperwork until I went and scaled it so they know it's not overweight. That's only happened twice, and that's something all of them should be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, it's going to get worse before it gets better, but hopefully people will you just have to think. This profession is 90% think.
And preparation.
Think of the consequences,
Yeah. Exactly. So, 30 seconds or whatever, do you want to just sum it up, some advice to the new drivers that, how important it is to be a professional driver?
Yeah, it's you will go very, very, very far in this industry. You will be a wanted commodity if you conduct yourself professionally, you look good, you handle your equipment good, you look after your equipment. When somebody says, can you do this, and it's not safe, you just say no, sorry. You get fired, you go to the next job. Why did you leave that job? Well, they fired me because they wanted me to run over my hours, and I said no, so they fired me. Mm-hmm. You'll be more admired for that than you will if you've run over somebody.
Exactly.
And that's it.
Yeah, awesome. Very well said, my friend. Well, it's certainly good to have you back doing this with me.
Do you like my new truck, by the way?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the big pipes on there, the stacks.
Yeah. Straight
That's
pipes.
something I can see you driving, too.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to be driving something like that.
Yeah, well, you never know. You may be back in this industry sooner than you think.
I doubt it.
Well, I'm not driving, but you never know. You may be doing something more than that. Yeah. But if any of you have a question for Trucker Glenn, truckerglenn10@gmail.com. You can send those emails, and Glenn will get back to you. And we'd love to hear from you because we're always open to new topics. And especially if you have a comment, whether it's a question or a comment, or you just want to say how much you enjoy the show. Mm-hmm. Trucker Glenn, it's been a pleasure as usual. We'll do this again very soon. Take care, my friend.
Good morning, everyone. I'm just leaving Tumwater. I found as you know, it was the only place I could stop last night. The rainstorm lasted about half an hour. It was done. Lightning lasted 5 minutes, like it always does. And it was kind of nice though. Everything was nice and fresh this morning. Always is like that way with the rain. We're starting to get that early September feeling that we all used to feel. Well, at least on the West Coast, where you start to see a little bit of fog. Feels a little bit like fall, which I will add is my favorite time of the year. I love the autumn weather. Change of leaves, change of season. It's nice. It's preparation for the winter, not only for us, but for just nature. Animals, trees, everything just kind of makes its own little changes. And I'm actually looking forward to it. I am indeed. So I'm hoping when I get back and go on my little hiatus just to Vancouver Island and visit my good friends, my granddaughters, get away from everything. I love taking the ferry ride. When I get back, hopefully by that time my truck will have all brand new tires, because they do need them. It'll be serviced, washed and ready to go, because I don't take a lot of vacations. Take a little bit of time off for maybe Christmas. I don't think I'll be doing that this year. Some of you might think, what are you doing? I don't know. Ever since I've really learned about pagan holidays, I probably won't observe that holiday this year, just because if you do your history on it, Christmas really has nothing to do with the birth of Christ. Nobody really knows when he was born. They estimate or guesstimate maybe around September. Definitely not December. December 25th was, I think, Constantine's birthday or something like that. So I probably won't observe that. Hanukkah I probably will.
I'll learn a little bit about that from my friend Adrian Scott when I get there. He can tell me about that, and maybe I'll celebrate it with them. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But this basically is the only time of the year that I really go do anything, is right around this time. Get a little bit of a break when things are slow. And when I get back in September, I'll probably be going full blast on the videos on both channels, podcast. Gonna keep myself busy. And yeah, hopefully you, the viewers, will enjoy that. But right now, I'm not really going to be seeing a whole lot of autumn weather where I'm going. It's all going to be back to warm weather again. I haven't figured out how far I'm going to get today, but I am going to put in as much driving as I can, and probably tomorrow I'll have about a 4-hour trip ahead of me to get to where I'm delivering. But it delivers between 8:30 and 3 or something like that. I can't remember what it is. I'll have plenty of time to deliver it, so we'll be okay. friends, I have made it into Dunnigan. This is pretty well the end of my day. I'm going to go over to the Pilot and see if I can get some parking over there, and if there's no parking over there, I can come over here to the Chevron. But I got a feeling they will be parking at the Pilot because it's still early enough, and I really want to get a shower, and I don't think the Chevron has showers. Well, yeah, I don't think so anyway. So the Pilot is it. Yeah, it's actually been a really good day. I just did some good solid driving. I've got 23 minutes left on my clock, so I like it when I'm able to utilize all my time. Sometimes you end up stopping an hour before your clock is up because you just have nowhere else to stop. Those are all reserved right along the wall there, I'm guessing. Well, actually, they're quite full in here, considering. I like to usually find a place where another driver is not going to have a challenge to get into. Because then there's always the potential that you're going to end up being bumped into by somebody. But it's okay. There's a good spot right there. Someone happens to be standing there, so hopefully he'll get out of the way. He's probably thinking it figures. I want to get in there, and there's a guy backing right into where I'm going to go, where I'm standing. There, that's good enough. Yeah, no, I think it took me, well, you know what, when I first started working for Challenger, that was the very first company I was ever with, I really didn't know much about backing up a trailer. I didn't know anything. They didn't teach you anything at the company. I think I backed up a few trailers in the yard and boom, I was gone. Where I really learned how to back up a trailer was when I had all those Best Buy. What was that back there? I gotta check this out. You know, I was backing up here and it just looked like something sparked, which is kind of weird. Well, I certainly didn't do that, but something did spark. And you're probably wondering, well, what is this thing? This is a power station. I definitely didn't touch it. That's obvious. All right, friends, I'm parked in. I'm done, and I'm gonna go get a shower, and then I'm gonna make myself some dinner, and then let's see here. 6:22. I can get up at 4:22. I can get up at 4:30 and head out. I can get by the traffic, and if I get up at 4:30 and leave at say 4:45, I should be able to get to Sacramento. And Sacramento's not far from here. It is literally 20 minutes from here. Come on, what is it? Stop telling me the road is closed, just tell me. It's okay, fine, it's an hour from here. So I get out of here at 4:45, I can roll through Sacramento. At 5:45, I'll be able to beat the traffic. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I was going to go through the San Francisco, San Jose area, but that's all going to be right in the prime of the traffic, I think. Well, let's find out about that too, why don't we? Because I always like to give you guys a different view. I'm sorry if I'm rambling here, but I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Let's see here. If I go through the San Francisco area, that is an hour and 30 away, so that ain't gonna help me. I'll be rolling through there right during rush hour, so I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna stay on the I-5 and then hit the 152 and then go across to Gilroy, Hollister, Gilroy, and then into where I'm going. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Have a good night. Even though it still looks like day, we will see you in the morning.
If everybody in the USA could come with us to California, we could take them to a place out west where the good sun shines every day. Now there's a touch of California in everyone who's ever been this way. And when your telephone begins to ring and the operator comes on the line, California's calling, I'll be there right away. There's some beautiful women gonna find me one, or show me how to ride the ultimate way. Now I've joined the surfing nation, and so I'll take a permanent vacation and go to the golden shores of Frisco Bay. I'll ride them all the way to Malibu, and I'll take your boogie boarding with me. 'Cause when we're surfing, it's so great to be free. And when you're on a California beach, you might even find a windsurfing too. California's calling, I'll be there right away. There's some beautiful women gonna find me one, to show me how to ride the ultimate way. In the 50s it was hey daddy-o, then came the surfers and the ho-dads, you know. We had our woodies and our custom cars, and when we drove around we knew we were bad. My baby listens to my car radio, and when we're cruising lets the whole world know. And when our favorite surfing song comes on, we always let them know it's totally rad. California's calling, I'll be there right away. There's some beautiful women gonna find me one, show me how to ride the ultimate way. California's calling, she's still on the line. There's a beautiful woman gonna show me how to ride him at the county line. California's calling, I'll be there right away.
I hope I can go in this way. This doesn't seem right. Giant. Ugh, I'm in the wrong place. Yeah, I took the wrong turn. Oh well, I'll just go in here and turn around. I don't want to go to Americold. I know all about Americold, and I don't want to go here. I just discovered where I was going. They probably don't appreciate this, that I'm turning around, but what do you do? So I did call the place ahead of time and told them I was coming. It's not a bad idea to do that. Not everybody likes to do that. I don't need to go. Anybody? Well, you know what? There could be something that you need to know. Oh, we're really booked. The yard's full. Please come back in an hour. Never a bad idea. Okay, let me turn there, buddy. You want to keep going? That's fine. All Alright, so it should be up here on the left. And this is another place that has several different names on their doors. Do not enter. Enter. Is this the one I want? Giant. California Giant. That is the one. Is this the entrance here? Is this the entrance right here? Yep, it is. Watch out there, buddy. Don't walk in front of me. That won't be good for you. I thought he wanted to get my attention. Okay. Tell me there is a parking area here. Just that nice little yellow barricade. Yeah, don't drive through here really fast. Okay, what do we got here? There's the shipping and receiving office right there. And I am going to... That's the loading area there. So I'm going to want to park it right there. So when I got to go in, I don't have to go in blindsided.
Hello. I'll just take these off. Put them in my jockey box. Ooh, it feels nice in here. Woo. Feels nice in here. Wow, does it ever feel good in here? Whew. Nice cool air. I love it. But you know what? You sit in here for about, 20 minutes, not even, maybe 10 minutes. Your body gets used to it real quick. And then you go outside and you're hit with a heat stroke. Okay. Very, very happy. I like that when you run into receivers, shippers and receivers that are really friendly. It just makes all the difference. The guy inside was really nice. You'll see what I mean when I go get my paperwork. All right, they're all done with me. And I did send a message to my dispatch, and I am instructed to roll to Casa de Fruta for the night, that I'll be loading out of Los Banos tomorrow. Well, you certainly don't have to twist my arm on that. I actually laughed when he told me I'm supposed to go to Casa de Fruta because Brian knows I like that place. He could have sent me to the truck stops in Los Banos, but he says you are to go to Casa de Fruta for the night. I know he did that on purpose to please me. First thing I do when I go there, I'm going to grab myself a flavored decaf coffee. Oh, what a day today. Okay.
There you go, you're out of here.
All right.
Sign one, and then I make you copies of whatever else you brought.
I only need the one, but I'll discard that myself.
There you go.
Thanks, buddy. Excellent. Another satisfied customer. Wow, they unloaded me really fast too. This is amazing.
sliding my axles back, or should I say my trailer back. There you go. Or my bogies forward, whatever you want to call it. So, we're golden. This did not take long at all. Very excited about this. Look what time it is. It's like 10:30. My day's done already. I don't mind this. What a dumb place to put. They got the sign right here that's just blocking the you can't see anything. That's real bright. Nice people, but whoever set the sign up wasn't thinking. They should have had it higher. That way you could at least see. Okay. I'm gonna wait until these guys go. And we're off like a herd of turtles over to the Casa de Fruta. Again, I know my dispatch, or at least manager, whatever. I don't know what his role is now. A lot of changes at Key West. Yeah, I know he sent me to Casa de Fruta deliberately, like I said, because he knows how much I like that place. I just love walking around, listening to the peacocks. The flavored coffee is phenomenal. I don't think they're going to jack the price up on the coffee. The fudge, on the other hand, unless they have a big sale, I'm not going to touch it. Like I said, I don't need it. So I have a, about a 30-minute drive down to the Casa de Fruta, and we should be good unless there's some traffic tie-up there. Because I didn't think it was that far away. But I guess it is, but that's okay. We don't have far to go. And and then while I'm down there, I already know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, like I said, go get myself a coffee, stretch my legs about, enjoy the surrounding a little bit, and then get working on my video that you guys are watching right now. And I hope that you all are super excited about the new season. I decided to launch the new season in September because that's kind of when I started it back in 2012. I know I was making videos before that, but they were like shorts. They were little highlight videos. It wasn't full videos. So I figured, you know what, that's the best time, and actually it's a good time to start the season because that's our busiest. And took pretty well the month of August off as a little bit of a break, which I really needed. I always have to recover a little bit after Chelsea's anniversary because it is very, very hard on me. And we got through it, and we're good. So oh boy, can I make that turn? I don't think I can. I'm not taking the chance. See, I can't tell how time. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to make that turn. There's 3 lanes over there. So I'm gonna straddle this one. This is only for the newbies. I'm gonna straddle this baby. So my trailer is hiding that other lane so nobody can get around me. And voila. See, I would have never been able to make that lane turn. No way. Yeah. It's always good. Look ahead, man. Look ahead. Alrighty. Let's make our way to the Casa de Fruta. Alright friends, I have arrived. I have arrived at the Casa de Fruta. Yeah. And there should be plenty of parking here. There's pretty early in the day, but a lot of people come here for lunch. It's right around that time. But I'll be looking for a place in the back row, and there's a spot right there in the back row that's available. I like the back row because it's close to the gas station and not too many people are going to siphon your fuel when you're in view of the people getting fuel right there. Ooh, there's a Ferrari. Is he going to drive away? That's not a Ferrari. I thought it was. It must be a Corvette. Ferrari, you would have heard that thing leave. You would have heard it leave. Yes, sir. Giddy up. This is so funny. I'm going to be parked in the exact same place I was last week. I got the same place. I just don't care to park. This is a really nice place to park. He's got all that spot in front of him, but he parks like that. Yeah, look at those lovely hills. Isn't it nice? So, once I park this baby, I'm gonna go get myself a coffee. Yeah, there's one of the peacocks. Hello there. You're the girl, aren't you? Hello. Look at how tame they are. Hello. All right, this is what I'm talking about, right? These pies are amazing, though. These pies are really good. Peach pie, too. Oof. So that's 19 bucks, so that's about $27 in Canadian for that. You just cannot buy that. Here's the fudge. I mean, they're not a bad size. Or would you pay $13 each for that? $13. Oof. All right. Where is the coffee bar? Something changed here? Oh, I think I gotta order it myself. Here we go. Hello, how are you? I just want to get a large or extra large decaf, please. Do you have any flavored decaf?
There's a little station right there of like half and half of French vanilla creamers.
Do you have any that has hazelnut in there?
Yeah, there's hazelnut in there.
Okay. So you don't have the flavored coffee? I thought you did.
Like we use syrups, yeah. We have hazelnut, marshmallow, French vanilla.
Okay, can I get an extra large, or whatever it is, decaf with a shot of hazelnut? So that coffee costs me $5.84, which is not bad, because that's really good. Very, very tasty. But it's really a shame about the fudge, because I love fudge. Oh boy, do I ever. But paying $13 for that little piece, I mean, it's not little, but that to me, it's a $6 piece of fudge right there. Thank you. You too. I don't add any sugar. It'll be sweetened enough with the hazelnut. Look, there's even a little bit of cinnamon here I can put in there. I'll come here tomorrow morning before I leave. Oh, hold on, I'm getting a call here. Hello. Look at all these toys and everything they have here, huh?
Everything for the tourists. Look at all these little stuffies. Oh my gosh, look at this little penguin. Wow, kids come in here, I bet you they just look at even Lion King Simba and everything. It's kind of cute. Look at all the Disney characters they have here. If I had little kids and I came in here with them, I don't think I could say, well, when I had little kids rather, I don't think I could say no to them. I don't think I could say no to them. No way, man. All the candies. Oh, jeez, get me out of here. So let's take a look over here. I'm going to show those of you that haven't seen it before, the carousel. Here is the carousel. Pretty cool. I did hear that this thing is quite, it is old. I wonder where it comes from. This is not something that you would see in USA or Canada. I bet you they got this from Europe. Or maybe it was made to look like it come from Europe. It's pretty sad. There's a young girl up there, probably 13 or 14 years old. She's up there on the top carousel, but she's staring at her phone the whole time. Kind of not getting the whole enjoyment, I think. Now, we're going to go back to the truck. And while I do that, I can take another walk later on, but I'm really eager to get working on some video production. So when you take this little walk, there is antique machinery all the way down here. Everything from trucks. Look at this tanker. When I look inside of old vehicles like this, I always look at everything and I'm like, man, I wonder what it was like to drive this. And probably some old Hispanic gentleman working the field, bringing either water or fuel to the tractors in the fields with the straw out of his mouth, singing away, because I don't think they had radios in vehicles back then. That, my friends, sounds like the Casa de Chucho is coming our way. And it looks like a full house. But no, maybe not. Do 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 do. They've given the train a new paint job. It looks a lot nicer this time around. Last time I came here, I took a ride on that. It's kind of fun. It's like $7. It's not bad. It's worth it. Gives you a tour of the whole property. That'd be a fun job here. Just driving that little train around. All right. We'll get back to the truck and get to work.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is another gorgeous day out here in Hollister. Just completed my pre-trip. We are on our way to the shipper, which probably won't be ready for me at least until 11. That's what they said. But that's okay, because when I get there, I got work I can do. But I have enjoyed my stay here, even though it was temporary. It's always such a nice place to stop. Did have something really weird occur last night, though. At least I think it happened here. I can't see any other place it would have happened. Because this parking lot is not lit up very well. That wine and deli sign up there, I think there's a couple other spotlights. There's a spotlight that lights up, but it lights up only the very front of this parking lot. Back of the parking lot where the Chevron is, it's relatively dark. And because that one experience that I had when someone pulled up next to my truck that one time and siphoned fuel out of my passenger side, I try to park in between other trucks, and I try to be parked in an area where it's a little bit more lit. So I noticed last night it was getting a little bit dark, and I noticed this car that was parked next to me on my driver's side, and the guy was just sitting in the car with his door open, and he was just sitting there, and the car wasn't in the best shape. So I thought, okay, well, that's a little bit suspicious. So I thought, okay, well, I'm just gonna turn on my trailer lights for a while, because we have trailer lights all the way around our trailer, and it actually creates a nice little lit area around the whole truck and trailer when you have those on. And if there's a light on there, it'll be a deterrent to anybody who might want to try to steal your fuel. And the guy was parked real close to my reefer tank. So yeah, I think I turned them on for a little while, and then he just sat there, and I just figured, okay, maybe he's not up to anything, but you know, I wanted to make my presence known that I was there anyway. Some guys drop trailers and trucks and trailers and do whatever. So I shut all my lights off, and I go back into my sleeper, and I'm working on my video, doing whatever, and then I'm like, I look out there, that guy's still sitting there, and now he's in the dark because it's now gotten a lot darker outside. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? And there is an RV park that's just right up here, and I'm thinking, what is the case that guy might be from that RV park? He's got a diesel generator or some kind of diesel vehicle, and he's fuel, and maybe, you know, stealing 50 gallons out of my reefer tank would be perfect for the guy. Keep him good supplied for a while. So I flicked the lights on the trailer on again, just to let him know, hey, you know what? You're going to be seen if you try anything. And long and behold, I can't get my trailer lights to turn on. I'm like, what's going on here? So I turned on the lights, everything, all the lights, trailer lights don't come on. I pressed on the brake lights. Not even my brake lights on my trailer are lighting up, because I could see in the back because it was dark. And I'm like, okay, so I release. Sometimes if you release your brakes on the trailer, or you set them, sometimes that'll shut the brake lights off, or the lights off in some cases. For these trucks nowadays, they're so messed up with their electronics that you don't know what's going to happen next. But that wasn't working either. Like, I literally had no trailer brakes, no brake lights, nothing. I'm like, I don't get what's going on here. All of a sudden I blew a fuse or something. So I'm fidgeting around with this. I turned the main power off for 10 minutes. I thought maybe it's just a computer. I turned it back on. Still nothing. So I'm walking around, I'm looking around or whatever. By this time, the guy has left, I guess, because he has, I don't know, he wasn't there anymore. I looked at my reefer tank, there's still the same amount of fuel was in there. I'm like, okay, fair enough. But I still couldn't figure out what was wrong with my pigtail, my trailer. So I go get my multi-tester. I have a really good multi-tester, an old one, with the analog screen and everything. I'd rather have that. With the little needle. Anybody remember those? A real good electronics multimeter. So I pull the pigtail out of the that goes into the trailer, and I'm testing it. It's dead. It's like absolutely dead. I'm like, what is going on here? Well, how did that happen? And I'm thinking, oh, this is nice. I need to be in town back in Langley by Thursday, and now I might have to stop and get this thing repaired. So I'm testing and I'm like, And I look over like this, and I'm like, and you know the plug where it plugs into the back of your sleeper, the pigtail? I'm like, since when do we have 3 of these? I looked at it, and there's one sitting there, closed, nothing's in it. And I'm like, since when do we have 3 of these? And I'm looking around, and I look down, and my pigtail is sitting down there. It's not even plugged in. It's not even plugged in. Somebody unplugged the pigtail that went into the back of my sleeper that goes into the trailer. I'm like, there's no way that would have came out on its own, because when you plug those in, they click. They lock in. The only way that would have come out is if someone pulled that out. I don't know if it happened there or if it happened when I was doing my delivery. I don't see why anybody would pull that thing out. I think it happened last night. I think the guy that might have pulled up there pulled it out just so the lights wouldn't come on or whatever. I don't know what the case was. I can't say it was him, but I just found that really bizarre. They don't come out. Any trucker would know. Those pigtails never come out unless you uncouple from your trailer and forget to pull them out of the truck or out of the trailer, and then you snap the lines in half. That's the only way they're going to come out. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm being long-winded again, but that just to me was a little weird. I hope my windshield isn't too dirty. Yeah, there's always something strange that happens down at the Casa de Fruta. It's it's a beautiful place to go, but you do pay a price when you go there sometimes. Not only financially, but also other things that can happen. So, if you ever go down the park at the Casa de Fruta, make sure you're in a well-lit area or you're in between 2 other trucks that are already parked there. Because people are desperate. They don't care. They will steal to stay alive. And, or they just steal because, they just feel they can. So, anyway, there you have it. Look at these beautiful hills here. You know what's amazing when you drive through here? Depends what time of the day you're driving through here. These hills always look different because when the sun is shining on it at 1 hour of the day, just wait around for, say, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and all of a sudden they look different because the shadows are on the hills. It's quite amazing. It really is. It's very beautiful around here. I love it here. So this is, as you know, the 152. And I'm going to take that right across the I-5, and Los Banos is where I'm going. And it's only 50 minutes from here, so I don't have far to go. I'm on my ag exemption now, so I'm not even using my clock. So if I sit there all day, it's not going to burn my clock out, because some of these shippers, they just leave you sitting for hours. So, but that's what the ag exemption was made for, if anyone's ever asked about that. And if anyone wants to know what the ag exemption is, anybody that's picking up anything that's, there's a long list of ag exemption foods and products. But if you have something you're picking up that falls into that category under the ag exemption, you are allowed a 150-mile radius circle from your very first pickup. It's actually technically 180. It's 150 as the crow flies, but you're never going to drive in a straight line anywhere. So roughly 180. So as long as you're within that 150 radius, that circle, you can pick up 15 picks within that circle and do it on your exemption, where your clock is not even turned on. You're not even using your clock. And once you're done, once you have reached the outside of that circle, that circumference, now you have to come off your ag exemption and use your regular logs. And it's very convenient when you have multiple picks, because you're not like this. That's why they came up with it. Too many drivers are literally using up all their time, and they actually made it for the local drivers, I think in California, and they just decided to put it into law that all states could use it. I don't know, maybe some states are exempt and they don't do it. I don't know, but I know most states that I know of, that you can use your ag exempt. And this guy might be heavy, I might want to get around him. And it's very, very handy, especially especially if you have 3 or 4 pickups and you have to go to a place, like if you got pickups in Salinas and then you have one in Oxnard and then you have one in Prime Time and any of those areas, as long as you're within that 150-mile radius, they can leave you hanging for hours, even days, and you can still drive around in that 150 radius, and it doesn't affect your clock. By the time that happens, you've got a reset in, and that's, a lot of the time you can get a rolling reset in by doing that. But it's all legitimate. It is all legal. For those of you that might say, well, that's illegal. No, it's not. Like I said, they started that initially for the city drivers or the local drivers, so they could go pick up all these different picks in these smaller areas, and they would sit for hours and they would run out of hours and they'd be stranded on the side of the highway. So they came up with this concept so people wouldn't run out of hours, that there would always be a safe place for them to find at the end of their day. Come on, baby. Come on, four-wheeler. You can see there's a truck there. Don't bother speeding up. That might help me. Lacking common sense today? But anyway, I hope that helps you understand that. The agricultural exemption. We cannot use it in Canada. However, if we do pick up a product like the blueberries, firewood, that's under the ag exempt list. As soon as I cross into the US border, we can use it, but it has to be centered where it originated from. So if it originated in Maple Ridge, I'd be able to use my ag exemption as soon as I get across the border, but I still have to stay within that circumference, if that makes sense. Can't use it in Mexico either. But we don't bring a lot of products over from Mexico into the US, so. But in the case we have to, we could center it again in Mexico, but you can't use it until you get across the border into the US. It's basically meant to be used in the US only. I think I explained that properly. If you have any questions, leave a comment underneath and I'll get back to you, or you can send it to truckerray7@gmail.com. Maybe myself and Trucker Glenn will discuss that on one episode. That would be neat. Alrighty, that's enough yakking for today. Let's make our way to the shipper here. I am about a minute away. Maybe it's this place up on the left-hand side here. I'm trying to remember what it's called again. I'll remember it when I see it, but I got a feeling it's this place right here on the left. Just got to look for the truck entrance. I like a place that has clear instructions on where the trucks go. You know you're dealing with a professional place when they have that. Okay, here we go. Shipping, straight ahead. You see these places where you're guessing how to get into the place, and I can't stand that. Is this the place I'm looking for? It's got to be the place. See, look, here's a totally different name, Majesty. Bowles Farming. But yet they call it Majesty over here. They must be under 3 or 4 different. I've been here before. I remember the scale. I remember. I remember. There's the loading docks. I have been here before. Okay, so I'm going to crack a nut. And Dale told me that you got to go onto the scale first. And then go inside and check in. So that's what I'm going to do. And looky look. Oh, you guys know what? Remember I came to a place and I went to go see the operation on how everything looked? I think this is the same place. And the guy showed me how they washed the watermelons and everything. I think this is the same place. That's really cool. Oh man, I just remembered something. I gotta write down. I wonder if I wrote it down already. No, I didn't. I'm gonna have to go outside and write down all my license plates and everything. This is the same place. That's so funny. Excellent. And I got 3/4 of a tank of fuel. That is perfect. You never want to be totally full at these places. 3/4 of a tank is good. Love, love,
You speak English? You speak English?
Yeah.
How do they load these?
How?
Yeah.
Well, like,
Are they 3 high, 2 high, or what do they do with them?
they do 3. Why not? Why not? How high do you do? 3 high.
3 high. All of them?
All the same truck. Don't worry about it. All the front load is the same.
No, I just want to know if
Got
there's
it. Yeah.
3 high in the middle.
3 high in the middle.
Okay, because I might want to put a strap across.
You want it, put it. I don't know how you drive it, but
No, I drive.
800 pounds a day. I know. I'm not saying 800 pounds a day. I don't think you're jumping at all. You want to put it any way you want. Okay, okay, senor.
You bet.
Come on, please.
He's confident in what he does. Alrighty, friends. We're loaded. Oh yeah. And what I like what this guy did, these are in real tight. The boxes look really good, or the cases look really good. Nothing's crushed like some people do in the Gallus. Yeah. Now, I'm just going to make sure when I weigh it that it's beautifully balanced. That way, none of this product is going to move. That's why people's loads fall apart or get crushed, because their load is not level. It's not balanced properly. And then all the product is bouncing around in the back like an amusement park. And it's nobody's fault but their own, because they're too lazy to get out and level the load properly at a scale somewhere. And it happens all the time. And then they blame it on the shipper. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. Okay, I just heard word from my dispatch. This load has to be back at the yard tomorrow night. Tomorrow night? That's not fair. It's doable. It's just under 1,000 miles. It's doable. 15 hours? Easily. And I got 11 hours still left on my clock. So I'm gonna drive as far as I can go today.
I wonder if I could go that way. I don't even know. I'm just gonna go the way I came in. That way I know. Maybe I can turn right at the stop sign. Oh. I gotta see here. Program that GPS. See if I can turn right here. No, I can't. This is into the field. It's into the field, Ray. Sure. Turn right here. See where that gets you. Woo! All right. Well, that was pretty productive. The guy said the load wouldn't be ready till 11. It makes me wonder if I should have came here last night and they could have loaded me a lot earlier, but you know what, it doesn't matter. It's a 15-hour trip to go back, so even if I get, I don't know, even if I get 7 or 8 hours in today, I could drive a full 11 today and I'll still make it back to the yard with no problem. Oh man, these weights are so nice. It's so level. My trailer isn't even moving at all. So that means after sliding it one, so I knocked 300 or 400 onto the drive, so I should be just 33,900 on the trailer, and I should be 33,900 on the truck. How's that for weight?
Hi everyone, and welcome to this edition of Bible Break. I am Ray Gaucher, coming to you from Miracle Beach on Vancouver Island, right in between Courtenay and Campbell River. And it is an absolutely beautiful view, as you can tell. The ocean is right there, the Strait of Georgia, that's what that is right there. And of course we've got a lot of the other islands on the other side. It is beautiful, it is sunny, it is a little bit windy, the waves are chopping up against the shore. It is really a super place to come to. There's a few places I was exploring, but I actually asked somebody as I was looking around, is there a nice place I can go to where it's not so busy, but you know, I could still sit down at a picnic table and enjoy reading a book. And this girl said, yeah, go to Miracle Beach. So here I am. And so far, I've been very happy with it. Friends, we're going to be reading out of the book of Psalms. Today, it's not going to be a very long one because this is a very extended Life on the Road with Yeshua and Trucker Ray video. If you are watching this Bible Break on its own, welcome as well. 19 verses of this one. This is Psalm 116, which is a wonderful psalm to show this psalmist shows his appreciation and love and awe towards Yahweh. It's very touching, it's very special, and I hope you enjoy it. We will be reading out of the King James translation, the revised 4th edition. I love this translation, and you'll see why when I read it. So let's open up with prayer, shall we? Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for your word. I thank you for this beautiful surrounding, the waves, the ocean, the trees, the animals, the ravens, the crows. Just what a beautiful place to be. And I thank you, Lord, for this opportunity. Would you please bless everyone that's watching this video right now with the words that I'm going to read. And Lord, may everything I say, do, and think bring you glory during this reading. Amen. Psalms 116, if you want to read along, it is the King James translation. You might notice a few words different, some Hebrew words added in there, but that is all about this translation. It's wonderful. So here we go. Are you ready? I love Yahweh because he hath heard my voice and my supplications. We're going to stop there for a second. Does God hear all our prayers? Absolutely. Does he hear our supplications? Every one of them. Why doesn't he answer my prayers? Because the simple answer to that is sometimes it's yes, sometimes it's no, sometimes it's wait. But God does hear every one of our prayers. Sometimes I feel, and there are times where I'm praying and I feel like, Lord, are you not hearing me? And you know, some of that could also have to do with, where is our heart? Are we close to God? Are we being obedient to him? Because God, the Bible also says that God does not hear the prayers of a disobedient individual, disobedient person. So, think about that too. All right, verse 2. Because he hath inclined his ear unto me, therefore I will call upon him as long as I live. That's nice, isn't it? The sorrows of the death compassed me, and the pains of the grave that hold upon me. I found trouble and sorrow. So it sounds like this psalmist is a little concerned about dying. Maybe he is dying. Maybe he's getting close to death. And he's just feeling a little bit depressed about it. Verse 4. Then called I upon the name of Yahweh, O Yahweh, I beseech thee, deliver my soul. Please, Lord, I'm feeling down. Please deliver me and raise me up. I'm paraphrasing. Gracious is Yahweh and righteous. Yea, our Elohim is merciful. He is. He's incredibly merciful. How do I know? Because I'm still alive. I mess up all the time. He is merciful. If he's merciful towards me, he will be merciful towards you. Verse 6, Yahweh preserveth the simple. I was brought low, and he helped me. Return unto thy rest, O my soul, for Yahweh hath dealt bountifully with thee. For thou hast delivered my soul from death, mine eyes from tears, my feet from falling. I really like that. Don't you like that? For thou hast delivered my soul from death, mine eyes from tears, and my feet from falling. That's something you should put on a plaque and put up on a wall. That's amazing. Verse 10, I believed, therefore have I spoken. I believed, therefore I have spoken. I was greatly afflicted. Verse 11, I said, in my haste, all men are liars. What shall I render unto Yahweh? What shall I render unto Yahweh for all his benefits towards me? I will take the cup of salvation and call upon the name of Yahweh. I will take the cup of salvation. Has the Lord offered you salvation? Have you denied it? Have you declined it? Or will you accept it? I will pay my vows unto Yahweh now in the presence of all his people. Precious in the sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints. O Yahweh, truly I am thy servant. I am thy servant and thy son of thy handmaid. Thou hast loosed my bonds. I want to back up to 15. Something's telling me to bring this up again. Precious in the sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints. Why do you think that he would say that? The only thing that I can think of, and I might be wrong, and like my buddy Adrian Scott, my colleague, I always like to say, he likes to say, we both like to say, go into the Bible for yourself and study verses that somebody else may be reading to you that you're not quite sure if that's true. Go check it for yourself. Don't believe every single thing that I say. Go test it for yourself. The Bible tells us to test what we hear. But if we look at verse 15, precious in the sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints. Now, if I'm reading this, the first thing I'm thinking of, his saints. Who are his saints? Believers? Are we worthy to be called saints? Sure. So if we're saints, if he's saying the death of his saints, then that's a good thing when we die, because what? we're going to be in his presence. Where else would the saints go? This is just me guessing this. I don't really know if this is what it means. Precious in the sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints. It sounds mean, but it's not. I can see Yahweh rejoicing when his saints die because now we get to spend an eternity with him. You may or may not agree with that, but that's what it sounds like to me. Verse 16, O Yahweh, truly I am thy servant. I am thy servant and the son of thine handmaid. Thou hast loosed my bonds. I will offer to thee the sacrifice of thanksgiving and will call upon the name of Yahweh. I will pay my vows unto Yahweh now in the presence of all his people, in the courts of Yahweh's house. In the midst of thee, O Jerusalem, praise ye Yah. Wow. Verse 116, or should I say chapter 116, verses 1 down to 19, and that's the entire length of the psalm. Isn't that amazing? Man, I could almost read that again. I'm up against Psalm 117. I can't resist. You want to do one more psalm? Okay, let's do Psalm 117. 2 verses. It's only 2 verses. Praise, oh praise Yahweh, all ye nations, praise him, all ye people. Verse 2. For his merciful kindness is great towards us, and the truth of Yahweh endureth forever. Praise ye Yah. That's it. 2 verses, Psalm 117. Wouldn't that have been funny? All right, everybody, let's do our Bible break here. Psalm 117, let's go. 10 seconds and it's over. I'm sure some people would enjoy that because they're tired of hearing me yak anyway. But there you go, Psalm 116 and 117. And I think I'm going to enjoy some of this beautiful weather because fall is coming quickly and it's just gorgeous out here. All right, guys, until next time, blessings in the name of Yeshua. Thank you for joining me on this edition of Bible Break. Please subscribe and like, and do subscribe to our podcast. You'll find that information in the description below, where you can hear everything that's uploaded on Truth and Testimony, the broadcast, and, well, not everything on the other channel, but Truth and Testimony, the broadcast, and anything that's biblical, you'll hear on our podcast, Podbean. Look in the description below. Again, subscribe, like, and share, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Of Campbell River. Well, Campbell River is just down that way. But I was driving into Campbell River just to maybe get a bite to eat. Couldn't resist stopping and getting a shot of these beautiful waves. It's gorgeous. Probably really windy on the camera or the mic. I apologize for that. But this is just amazing. Just amazing.
Good morning, everyone. What a nice day it is out here again in Oregon. I'm out here in Canyonville, which is over at the Seven Feathers truck stop. And there's a rest area on the top of the hill as well, but this main truck stop here has two good sized levels here if you've never been here before. It is in Canyonville. From here it's about 7.5, almost 8 hours, well, probably closer to 8 hours to the border, to the Canadian border. So if you're ever coming out of California and you need to make it to Vancouver the next day, this is a nice place to park right here, because if you park here and leave around this time, you miss the rush hour in Portland and you don't quite get into the rush hour in Seattle. So it's a nice little sweet spot here to park it here. Besides, look at the parking in this parking lot. There's so much here, and then like I said, there's the lower level down there. And I like this one here because they have Porta Johnies all over the place up here, so you don't have to run down to the truck stop if you need to use the bathroom. They're very considerate here, very accommodating, and I do like this place. This spot I'm parked at right here in the corner is my favorite little spot. The further away you are from a chance of someone backing into you, the better. So I do like this spot very, very much. It is indeed a prime location right here again in Canyonville in Oregon. Well, friends, I am on my last leg. That's right. I will be in Langley today, and this will be the conclusion of our very first video of the new season. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I wanted to show a little bit more scenic areas with the drone, but you know what, for some reason the places I was in, there really wasn't much to see. And you know, as for the Casa de Fruta, when I was down there, you guys have seen that before. I just have to show you previous clips and you know what that looks like, but maybe I'll get a little bit more next time. I just thought it was a little bit more fun just to interact the way I did, and yeah, I really truly hope that you enjoyed this particular presentation, the Bible break, the Trucker's Corner. And I also want to invite you that if there is a subject on the Trucker's Corner that you would like Trucker Glenn to talk about, you can send him an email at truckerglenn10@gmail.com, truckerglenn with the number 10@gmail.com, and just put in the subject line Trucker's Corner, and just whatever subject that you would like him to talk about. He's very accommodating. He will be happy to talk about whatever's on your mind. He's actually looking for ideas, because you know what, with somebody with that much experience, he's got 50 years experience out on the road, accident-free experience. He's got just, his mind is full of so many things. So if there's a subject you want to talk about in the industry, there's a good chance he knows about it and he's experienced with it. So feel free to give him an email. Again, truckerglenn10@gmail.com. So I'm going to leave you guys now with a montage of my trip up the I-5 heading back home. And I want to say God bless you all in the name of Yeshua. Again, please subscribe, share, and like. Until next time, bye for now.